Welcome. I'm Aaron Powell. I'm here with Bob DeCerbo, writer and producer of The Congressman's Dinner. The Congressman's Dinner, a 21st century American discussion of peace, love, and politics. Why? Why make this movie?
Well, I think it's because of a belief, a faith, and an excitement that we individually and we collectively can perhaps make an even better world.
Is that possible?
Well, I hope so. I think it is. Think of this. Who is it that determines our world? We are alive, we have choice, and we make decisions. So why not us?
There's a lot of talk these days, politically speaking, that it's the big players, the lobbyists, the corporations, the super PACs that are getting all the say.
Oh, sure. These groups care deeply about their issues and work diligently to further their advancement. And certainly, political action committees, therefore, have major influence on our politicians. However, I think that there is a kind of a versus, a battle, meaning between something akin to abdication, where more than 40% of eligible voters don't vote, a possible apathy, or even sometimes a resignation, which is maybe because so many of us are ill-informed or unaware. However, all of this resulting, to say in a word, non-participation, versus, and I think this is the key here, having faith. And I think the 21st century now provides reasons why we can have that faith in that something good, something different can happen. And this, to say in a word, is participation.
By the populace at large?
Well, sure, that's right.
In looking to contribute to that, creating an even better world?
Yes, we made the movie in the hope that we could contribute something that you might say is a greater people popular considerations in regard to the present day political discussion.
You say, quote, we designed the movie as a dinner with a U.S. congressman who is running for re-election. The thinking being that this movie could provide the platform to present what we think might be significantly more sensible, nonpartisan, and less costly present-day adjustments in terms of governmental thinking, planning, and decision-making.
Right. Common sense.
Common?
Right. Common sense, common man. Common thinking, improvements, and solutions. And we ask everyone to participate, to join the discussion.
In your social media platforms.
Right, and to help us there with also spreading the word.
And you say this both before and after seeing the movie.
Well, that's right. Before, meaning now. It's spring of 2012. So before the movie's release, we ask everyone, if you like what we present at our website and on Facebook, to please like us. That's a big help, and we're asking for that. And to share and to help spread the word. And this particular two, we are hoping to encourage and develop a fan base, and a sizable fan base, that we can take along with our little movie to the distributors.
And then after the release to continue the discussion.
That's right, with the website serving as the platform for the initiative to be actualized and engaged.
Back to a possible faith that something good could happen. One of the main characters, everybody's a main character.
It's certainly an ensemble piece, right?
One reviewer described it in the genre of My Dinner with Andre. I think the quote was, My Dinner with Andre, or Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. That's quite a compliment.
Wow, that's what I say, yes. We had a cast and crew local screening, and we invited the local critic. And he's a good guy, but known to be rather tough. And he gave us, I'm almost humbled to say, and certainly excited, a rather impressively good review. This is great. I mean, it's pretty cool.
One of the main characters, Benny, this is the congressman's campaign manager, he asks Tom is described as a simple restaurant manager. He asks him, so you think people are good? Is that question tied to faith in something that something good can happen? Is it a foundation or premise of the movie? Well,
that's a good question, isn't it? I think both apropos to the movie here and generally. I'd say it's no less in part. Yes, probably in a bigger picture consideration, that people, particularly the everyday general populations, are good, and that it's governments that cause the bigger problems.
From the everyman, everyday people comes the common sense and common sense popularity?
Well, I think so. I mean, I hopefully. You know, if you think of the famous quote, "Never underestimate that a small group of concerned citizens can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has." You can say historically there is sensibility and credibility to that. So yeah, we say, yeah, let's go for it.
So less government?
Well, I think it's more participation that's advocated. Participation from that greater number of people, populace, in serving or to help foster serving the simpler truth, the common sense improvements and considerations to become more a part of our policies. And I think especially now, with so many platforms readily available to do so, it's a time to do it, and it's a chance to do it.
Information being so much more accessible, so much more readily available.
Well, right.
Many movies, books, other various platforms, they seem well to be able to describe the problem or the problems. But in seeing your movie, you also offer solutions or pathways to solutions.
Right, and hopefully this is getting back to that 21st century now discussion where, you know, if we're able to present, and I think that we are, simple and executable considerations, this gives us a chance to expand the political discussion.
In one of the movie's blogs, and the blogs are very impressive, by the way. I recommend to anyone with thoughts about self-determination, anyone who cares about the U.S., the world, to see the congressmansdinner.com. Well,
that's great, thank you. And this is the part about join the discussion, to participate. So yes, thank you, that's nice to say.
Well, you're welcome. I took this from one of your blogs. The question is asked, of all the people one knows or meets, how rare, if at all, is it to encounter anyone who really wants empire and war, and with all the insane amounts of money spent as such? The question is, who amongst us that we personally know, if asked, would say yes, without any qualification, I want to have wars? In addition, if we really would prefer to not have wars and to use that nearly unfathomable amount of money so directed to be redirected to our having an even better quality of living and with all of its enjoyment, please know there is a way.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
There's a lot there, and in reading the blogs, I came across the word insanity quite often.
Again, yes, and I think a couple of things. We say in the About the Movie synopsis that the Congressman's Dinner was made in the hope that the will of a greater populace might become part of the present-day political discussion, and that will manifest as both the U.S. government and us individually addressing an opportune and popular paradigm shift.
And the insanity?
Well, there, as the popular definition goes, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So I say, yeah, let's try something different. And in thinking about what that something to do might be, I think it's good to remember that we, the United States, was founded not on fear, but on hope.
The movie, considerations, adjustments, common sense improvements, or solutions, including pathways to solutions, are presented through the device of having a fictional dinner with a U.S. congressman. The hope being that these considerations, as you say, might become part of the present-day political discussion.
Well, right. Again, hope. To broaden the modern-day field of discussion. And whereas we have 2 action plans in early development on our website, I think the aim, or I can tell you, the aim generally, or even specifically, is simply to expand the political discussion.
And the action is described as a congressman invites a select few people to a dinner party for his 18-year-old son with autism, with his campaign manager at his side. The planning is to use this occasion to better ascertain the pulse of the people in preparation for his forthcoming re-election bid.
That's the format, and that's the structure, and I think in the end of the day, it served us well.
And the guests at the dinner party are Marilyn, the congressman's ex-wife, Tom, who we've mentioned, restaurant manager, Jane, college student, and also attending is Franklin. This is the congressman's, his son with autism.
Right. And these characters, along with the congressman and his campaign manager, represent, at least in their thinking, a rather diverse cross-section of the people.
With the tagline of peace, love, and politics, let's start with peace. Addressing an opportune and popular paradigm shift, as manifest, for example, by the Arab Spring, the Occupy movement, the Global Peace Initiative, the movie presents how the U.S. can successfully end the war on terror and introduces a modern-day pathway to the actualized creation of world peace.
Well, yes, and this is relating to that modern-day discussion where we can, and I think should, end the war on terror, and the movie does present pathways to the actualized creation of world peace, and with its practical applications. And I think this makes no less than the discussion relevant to both our governments and our own individual considerations.
Let's continue with love. Applications outlined as a modern-day idea of shifting from a sole and absolute us versus them based model in regard to governmental thinking, planning, acting, and enacting. You attempt to juxtapose this. You juxtapose this with a model supported scientifically, historically, and even spiritually based on community and cooperation.
Right. This is, in thinking about that axiom or great expression, and I think it does make sense, that where there is darkness, simply turn on the light. Instead of trying to stash the darkness or compensate for it or hide it, turn on the light and the darkness simply goes away.
To quote the song lyric, war is not the answer, only love can conquer hate.
Right, and with its practical and executable applications, we have choice, you know, so let's choose and let's participate. And there are ways now, I think more plentiful ways, and this is part of what we show in the movie.
And the third tagline, politics. Although often agreeing with the positions presented to him, the congressman initially rejects the more common sense platform outlined, citing what he refers to as the difficulties in getting reelected. Then, when ultimately challenged to lead, the question is, what will he do?
Right. Right near the end of the movie, the congressman is challenged, and I think there is something there in terms of opportunity for the viewer as well.
Something for all of us.
Yeah, I hope so. And so far, the responses have been good.
You're being very modest. I've seen that the response has been terrific.
Well, that's nice of you to say. Maybe we are contributing something of merit. Certainly we hope so. You know, we don't want to put forth that we know so much or too much about particularly anything, in a manner of speaking, you know. But we were able to access and to utilize the work of some really intelligent, really creative, and very caring people. And this, along with that greater number of people, populace participation, means that maybe we are on to or have begun or are in the process of doing something good. Certainly we hope so.
Which ties into the last line of the film.
Indeed it does. Yeah, that's right. And thank you. You know, I'm saying all of these things, and I'm saying we hope, and we are trying. I think the viewer said an honest effort, and that's really what we're pushing for. So yeah, please come like us at Facebook. Help us bring this fan base when we go see the distributors, and just thank everyone.
The Congressman's Dinner is the movie. It is directed by Omar Shrabi, originally from Morocco, with a degree in cinema from the Sorbonne University. His movies have won numerous awards internationally, including 3 Best Feature Film Awards. His actors have won 5 Best Actor Awards, and The Congressman's Dinner, his first North American movie, likewise well showcases his skill to move each cast member to excited action. Additionally, he has served as a unit production manager for The Bourne Ultimatum, Green Zone, Syriana, and Body of Lies. My guest is Bob DeCerbo. He's been working professionally for more than 30 years in the entertainment industry as an actor, writer, and director, producer. He has worked with directors Woody Allen, Peter Weir, Ivan Reitman, and Martin Scorsese, and he is the writer and producer of The Congressman's Dinner. This is the third movie in which he has been a producer. I wish you the best success with this one. The Congressman's Dinner can be found at facebook.com/The Congressman's Dinner, at thecongressmansdinner.com, and on Twitter at TCD Movie. Thank you.